we ask you.
Is that Donnie Breeze on the other side?
Yes, it is. we have a special guest at this point.
How we doing?
We ask you to state your name, your relevance. Your relevance is, man, what you do, who you are, how we can find you, anything of that nature.
For sure. Now, before we do all that, is the rule of the night that I'm supposed to come up with a name? Is that what it is?
Indeed. You need a thought name.
So in that
I feel like
case.
you've been thinking.
No, I was just like wondering, honestly. I was like, hold on, what are we doing? Well, my name is Triple P. Triple P.
Are them bees big or little?
They're peas, fool. Shut
Sorry.
up. But if they was bees, they'd be big.
Right. Now, okay, my name is Irko. I am from Venice, Italy, and I've been in the U.S. for about 10 years now. So when you're saying that I have a different point of perspective, for sure. Like, you know, where I'm from, we all look like me. That's it. There's nothing else.
The Europeans.
Yeah. So, you know, a lot less diversity, and so, you know, we have very different problems. And not to say that it's all good over there, you know, it's just a different kind of thing. But when I came to America, I moved to New York, and that was my first place. Like everybody else in Europe, I guess. You know, when they think about America, they think America is New York, which is really not the case at all. But you know, I was absolutely part of that that move, I guess. And when I got there, you know, it was amazing to see all kinds of people of all kinds of backgrounds, and
it's like a melting pot.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, so it was great, and I love it. You know, I've been here for so many years, and you know, I don't really see myself going back besides to go and eat mom's food.
It's definitely a good reason to go.
Yeah, right?
Always.
Yeah, I definitely take that 12 hours flight to go do that.
12 hours, not too bad.
Yeah, no, it's doable. But thank you so much, guys, for having me. You know,
We appreciate you being here.
I've been on the couch just kind of giggling about everything. Speaking of which, I have two addendums that I want to talk about, and that is Blue Power Rangers. Blue Power Ranger guy.
Hey, hold it down.
I was about to say, he really looked like a Blue Power Rangers type guy.
Billy was that guy.
That
Billy
is,
definitely was.
That is Walter White. Did you guys know that?
Uh-huh.
Walter White.
From
Breaking
Breaking
Bad?
Bad.
No
Brian-
way.
Billy?
Bryan Cranston, yes.
No way.
That's him.
Wow.
Now, I
What
know,
the fuck?
I'm not 100% sure that he was the Blue Power Ranger throughout the entire thing, but
Yeah.
at least like
okay, yeah, I
few
think I did
seasons or
someone,
something.
yeah, like, yeah. That
It was him. He also played, same guy also
fuck
played like one of the dinosaurs, like one of the bad guys or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm a big fan of.
Damn, you feel me?
Busted, bro.
All this time we said when we watch Breaking Bad.
Right.
Addendum.
Wasn't he on Malcolm in the Middle too? Wasn't he the dad on Malcolm in the Middle?
I was. I didn't watch much of that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, the older cat was the on Malcolm. I think he talking about the younger dude that was on Power Rangers.
The younger dude, it's the same name, you feel me, different age group.
Alright.
Listen,
I don't know.
but you built some little. I want to hear the stop name you came on.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, you feel me, like he was over
We were
there.
going there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you get away.
No, okay. No, it was just, you know, just something stupid. I was like, you know, everybody's coming up with funny
Everybody's
something.
there.
You know, my name is already like a big task for Americans to get right, so I was like, let me get with something simple, you know.
What you got for?
I don't know what you want to talk about.
We want to watch your thought
Thought
name.
name.
What's
Wasn't
your
your
thought
thought
name?
name Triple P?
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
your
I
Triple
did.
P was the thought name.
I did.
Caught it?
That was it.
Got me.
Triple
Okay.
P.
Got me.
Yeah, no. But it was,
See, y'all kept talking, so
Right.
he really ain't had a chance
I
to
didn't set in.
and I didn't want to elaborate.
I know, because
That's
really when he said it, he kept talking. You feel me? I peeped it. I just didn't say nothing.
Okay. Okay.
Triple P.
But back to our guest, you feel me? You have industry experience, time in the industry, ties to the industry, things of that nature.
If we're talking music industry, yes.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Away from the
Definitely not church. Definitely not church.
So I was like, wait a minute.
Clarification.
Yeah, well, I'm from Italy. I'm the Pope's neighbor, but that does not mean I'm involved with the guy. You know? Yeah, no, I've been working in the music industry for more than 15 years now. So music literally took me around the world. And yes.
Let me ask you this. When you started getting into music, did you get into music for a business, or did you get into music because you had a love for music?
No, I absolutely love music. In fact, I loved it so much that I had to make some money out of it so that I could buy CDs and listen to more music.
I'm
So-
glad you said you loved it,
I loved it.
because it's my next question.
I loved it.
Has being a part of the industry side of music tainted your love for music in any way?
Yes. Yes.
That's a good question.
Yes. Unfortunately, yes. It all, it's like a marriage. When you, I heard somebody saying, you don't have good days or bad days in a marriage. You have good years and bad years. And that it's really what it is. Like this wave of feelings and ups and downs. I can give you an example. So I opened my first studio in '98. I opened my second studio about 5 years later, and the second studio was about maybe 10, 15 times as big as the first one. So I went from something this big to something massive.
Yeah.
When I got to the massive thing and the ball started to roll, a lot of business came through, which was amazing. But it got to the point where I did 100 days of work nonstop. That's more than 3 months, no Sundays, no, we're talking about 12 hours at least every day for 100 days. So I got to the last day, and I was really like, this is, my bank account is smiling, but I'm like so worn out. And
Right.
for 3 months, I had not heard music, besides of course being in the studio, which
Right.
was, of course I'm listening to music the entire time. But it was tough, and I got to the realization that I really was worn out, and what my passion that I was able to turn into a business eventually turned into eating out the passion out of the business. So that's when I started hiring people and having people working for me so that I could go to the gym and listen to the new X, Y, and Z. I could go on a trip and play some music. So I had to learn how to fall in love with music because the business, the day to day kind of took over. But this was almost 10 years ago. So things have changed over the span of my career. So yes, it's a very tough place. The music industry, just like any other entrepreneurial kind of career, is really, really tough. Really tough. You gotta have the biggest balls ever, and just pray that you have a little luck and you know how to kind of navigate yourself through a very tough business.
So what was the thing that really helped develop your love and passion for music?
Well, two things I would say really molded my career into what it is. First was me being Italian. A little boy growing up in Venice, Italy, of course, speaking Italian. That's my mother tongue and everything. However, for some strange reason, I fell in love with hip-hop music when I was a kid. And clearly I did not know English, so I had no idea what these rappers were talking about.
I always wondered that. Always wondered that.
At all. Like, if I play you an Italian rap song, it will be the same feeling
Right.
that I had when I was growing up. But the fact that I did not know what they were talking about actually helped a lot, because all was left was sound. There was no message in the beginning, So I would listen to, EPMD, Onyx, Wu-Tang, all of that stuff, 20 years ago or something, not knowing what the hell they were talking about. But the sound was so paramount for me. There was nothing else but sound, and that was my attraction. It was like such a visceral thing for me, So much so that I remember my dad getting super mad at me for taking the stereo apart because I wanted to know more about this sound thing, So that was the first thing. Sound really grabbed me into what was a culture that I did not know, that did not belong to me, and I didn't belong to the culture. But yet that kind of laid out the foundation of my future, to where, when I started being like around 11 or something, I started learning English a lot better, and learning English from rappers on records. You already know.
Right.
I was like starting to picking up words here and there, which was the more frequently used words, which by definition are the one that I should not use at all, And yet that's how I learned it, slowly. Then of course, down the line, I learned what these guys were talking about, and learned the language, and eventually, when I got to be here and live, see what's really happening over here. I put a lot of things together that before didn't really make sense. So that was the first thing, the very, very beginning. And the second thing was the very, very beginning of my American dream, which was I was 20-something. I get on a plane from Venice to go to New York. I spent, still remember, 350 euro, which was maybe like 450 bucks on a round trip flight from Venice to New York and back, which is unheard of today. It's like 4 times as much. Of course I paid for the cheapest flight. Come to find out, the reason why that flight was so cheap was that I had to overnight in freaking Zurich or something, so I had to sleep on a freaking bench. So it was terrible, but hey, I was broke. I just wanted to make it to New York, and that's what I did. And the reason for the trip was two. The first one, the main one, was for me to link up with this producer that I had been working with on so many records. He was in Japan at the time, and so we worked on many Def Jam Japan artists. He's American. He was just living in Japan. So we had worked on a bazillion records together, and we kind of like became a team. And when he moved back to New York, shortly after he moved back, he got a very big placement with a 50 Cent record. And unfortunately, G Unit took over the entire thing after the beat was placed. So basically, the producer, the father of the sound of the track, had no control on the fate of the future of his baby. So he was really pissed because he was like, I got the perfect guy, he could have totally done it, and I would have loved to do a 50 Cent record, but that didn't happen. So he was like, from here on out, it doesn't matter who it is, Irko's mix is going to be part of my thing, so we're going to work together. So basically he was stressing me out like, what are you doing in Italy, you got to get your butt to New York and do things with me. And so I did finally, because I was, I guess, tired of him yelling at me. Not really, but I picked and went to New York, and 3 weeks later, literally 3 weeks later, I spent 3 weeks in New York as a tourist, quote unquote, first time in America by myself for business in New York City, coming from a city that's like 30,000 people, going to New York City, the capital of the world, 8.5 million. So it was really interesting. Anyway, 3 weeks later, I'm flying home with a double platinum award for working on a Jay-Z record with this guy.
Nice.
Mind blown.
Yeah.
That was literally like one of those scenarios where it was like this. I really think I'm like in some sort of TV show or a movie, because that does not happen, man. Not to mention, I couldn't legally work here as a tourist. I was like just literally fresh off the boat. I guess playing this time,
Right.
So that was really a defining moment of my career, and so that really changed a lot of things. Opened up a bunch of doors, got a lot of opportunities, and within a few years, I got to work with so many very, very big artists that before it would have been absolutely impossible for me to reach out or just being even in question of, having them using my services. So from there on out, Kanye, Redman, Diddy, blah 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 blah, bunch of them.
If you ever run into Kanye, tell him I'm his biggest fan.
Okay, will do. He is too.
I got a question for you. Do you remember the first hip hop record you ever heard?
That's hard to say. The first I remember distinctively my first tape, my first CD and stuff like that.
What's that?
First tape was The Chronic, Dre's album.
Nice.
Nice.
That's a
tape.
nice first CD to ease into for
That was the first. The second, I think, was I want to say Snoop,
Naturally.
Doggy Style, stuff like that. That was tape. CD, my first CD was Busta Rhymes.
The Coming?
The Coming, yeah, the one with Hoo Ha and all that stuff. Yeah.
Ask you this: do you feel like between
and first vinyl, Outkast, because
Which one?
there's a whole DJ career too that I didn't touch on.
Which one?
It was Get Something. What was it called? Get Up.
I know what you're talking about. Just a single?
Just a single, yeah.
Alright, I got you.
Do you feel like social media, not necessarily social media, well, social media, the internet as a whole, do you feel like is kind of deteriorating the quality of music now because it's been oversaturated?
There's the saturation factor is big. Yes, I wouldn't probably say that the quality is deteriorated. I would say the offer has been, multiplied itself so many times, and now there's never ever been so much music around.
Right.
Ever. So naturally, quality on average, of course, when anybody that has a phone either can put out a record if they want. Of course, quality can tend to kind of decrease, and but at the same time, there's so much stuff out there that's mind blowing, and I happen to stumble upon new talent all the time, and every time I'm impressed. And just the other day, I was in New York and I heard some stuff, and I was like, wow, that talent is everywhere, and it's incredible. So I like to think about it in a positive way, yeah, it's a lot more stuff. And there's a lot less boundaries. That's another thing. You might.
So do you think it's beneficial or something negative?
I don't think I have an answer to that. It's hard to say.
It's kind of up in the air, right?
I just
it can go both ways.
Yeah, there's a lot of trends that I've seen over the years in music, and I kind of learned to, because I've seen it in first person. A lot of people just being left behind because they just didn't want to get onto the snap stuff back then, or this 4 on the floor kicks on rap stuff. Well, that's not hip hop, that's dance music. So I don't do that. That kind of thing. I've seen it done many, many times. So I learned to not just embrace everything. Now, clearly, I do prefer some things rather than others. But there's always something that I can latch on to, like move or something. Like when Drake first came out, it was like, oh, this mellow shit, this singing shit, this is not hip hop. Or Soulja Boy, oh, that's not hip hop. I'm definitely not the person that can say what is or not. I just kind of go with the flow and see what I like and roll with it.
So who has the crown right now?
With what?
Who do you feel like has the crown right now?
The crown? That's hard to say, man.
Who's number one?
That's hard to say. I believe that rather than...
I don't think you can ask him that because he does business with those people. You feel me? So you know what I mean, like conflict of interest.
Okay.
Well, besides that, and I think that kind of comes with where I am in my life. But two, I really feel that there's not a person that holds the crown, but it's an idea that holds the crown. So there's a lot of talent that gets exposed to the media for whatever reason. But if there's a reason behind this person that's a smart idea, a smart concept. We were just talking about this artist whose album is out right now. I don't want to really talk about who it is, but on one of the songs he talks about this concept to where this, whatever that is, has been done this way for however many years, and it's been functioning, and that's fine. But honestly, no disrespect to that, but I want to do it this way, just a different way. And I like that. I just like the idea. I'm always after the concept, the newness, rather than say, Jay-Z's the best rapper alive. I don't really care, honestly,
Without saying anything verbally, but just looking at me. You know what I'm saying?
I gotta hide behind the camera.
Holy shit!
Is Drake the man right now? Don't say anything. Okay.
No. Okay. I'll say something. Okay. No. You want to know
I'm very
why?
politically correct.
Because Drake can't play the character Denzel played in Training Day and have people believe it.
Let me ask you this question.
Let's not forget about Drake dissing Common, though. Remember that?
Yeah, that was funny.
And the other way around.
Right.
But yes, that's
Canada Dry. Do you remember that line?
No.
The comment going to Drake.
With Adam, you feel me?
You what he say? You ain't
first time he bust
you
out
Canada Dry,
yeah,
like
he said
bro.
You Canada Dry, you feel me?
And that was the last line of the verse.
Yeah,
killed him.
This is
but you don't hear
Drake
about
was
that.
messing with Serena the first time, you feel me? And then
so who do you think won that? At the end of the day, because I think Drake's
at the end of the day,
right now.
Anyhow, here's my question.
Don't try to slide.
Here's my question. You know what I'm saying?
Oh shit!
Yeah, rock that, yo. Give me the Canada Dry, yo.
Sorry, technical difficulty.
Taking too long with this amateur guy. You ain't wet nobody, nigga. You Canada Dry.
He also talked about him being sweet and everything.
Yeah, it's a lot to that verse.
I remember that now,
Yeah,
but like, it's weird coming from Common.
Right,
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Common,
But
you
Common
remember when
used to
Common
be
was
like
beefing
that,
with
though.
Ice Cube?
right.
But he used to
But-
be like that though.
That was it not before like
Right.
come close to me.
He was always on some
Hey.
borderline, like, not hard shit.
Yeah.
But-
After the first album. You heard the first album?
Yeah.
Can I
Like
borrow
what-
a dollar?
What was that?
Can I
I
borrow
can
a
tell
dollar?
you though, I spent quite some time with the guy.
See? Boom. Not to
And-
name drop anybody, but.
Not to.
We don't name drop. Can
No
we be
name
friends on
drop,
Facebook?
You ain't had him yet?
Ah,
You feel me? Like,
I like to be your friend on Facebook. You know what I'm saying?
hey.
Welcome to the congregation.
You feel me? Like,
I want to ask you this. You know what I'm saying?
He's dope. He's the guy.
I believe it.
I
I
can't say
believe it.
nothing
Never
else.
taking nothing away from him. Never.
No.
Can I ask him a question, bro?
Go ahead.
Who's your favorite person to work with so far?
Now, hold on. Now, I can ask who the best because of people he works with, but you ask who his favorite to work with?
Yeah, that, I don't feel like that's crossing any like conflict of interest lines. If you say who's the best, and let's say somebody
So
he
what if
works
it-
with
what if,
feels
like-
as though they're the
You
best,
feel me? Like,
and he gets caught saying some other shit,
Suppose that's
What if you
first
say
line
somebody
out
else
his
is like,
mouth.
oh, I thought
I'm not your
man, him was
favorite.
like that.
that's like that BFF
No,
best
the
friend shit.
BFF. Oh.
Listen, we gotta talk about that later though.
Alright.
I'm not gonna answer with a name, but I'm gonna answer with a definition. And that
Okay.
is the person that trusts my abilities enough to let me do my thing. Not to me, and I'm not
I
saying
dig
that,
that. I dig
you know
that.
what I do is what I do and that's it.
Right.
But at least let me try to
Right.
be creative and do my thing, and then we can always take it back a notch or two if needed. But I like to be creative.
I can
My-
appreciate that.
Yeah. Well, we didn't talk about what I do actually. I'm an audio engineer. I'm a mixing engineer, which means that I'm not usually in the studio with the guys like in this picture. I usually come in way after the record has been recorded, produced, and everything. I'm the last step in the audio chain, and I make the shit sound great. That's what I do. So in that scenario, usually I'm dealing with the producers, I'm dealing with some artists. It depends, everybody's different. Some of the artists that I worked with, even the very, very big ones, had absolutely no say-so in what I did, and some others did. Like, for example...
So tell me how much say so Kanye had.
We can't name drop.
Well, he mentioned. He
I love Kanye
he
West.
mentioned him.
I love
I
Kanye.
like that. I love Kanye West. I want
Man.
to know how it is to be around Kanye West. You know what I'm saying? I want to know. Fuck that. Call me and stand wherever you want. You feel me? I fucking love
I ain't say
Kanye
nothing,
West.
bro.
I think he's a great fucking artist, and I wish I could just walk past him one time.
She's short.
He said he shut up.
Remember I was telling you about the freedom? Some of my freedoms might also include some territories not to be touched. So I might get some directions from somebody saying, hey, I do not want this. Anything else? Go for it. And that's what happened with him. So that was really good, actually. He was just like, not this, not that, everything else, do your thing, let's see. And that was great.
Nice.
So that's an example of somebody that wasn't really involved 100% through the process, but gave me directions. On the other end of the spectrum, I worked with Talib Kweli, who was super detailed. Like, nope, not this, and we kind of went through the entire mixing process, which is a tedious thing, very detailed. But then I had others like Fabulous, like said,
Just do
He
you.
love
Award.
his
He right. He look like yeah.
Like,
Like, I try like go ahead.
Yeah.
He's already rapped on it.
Right. Look like my
Already
voice
rapped
done.
on it.
yeah. So it really depends, it really depends.
So I wanted to ask this since we kind of brought up Drake and what's been a kind of popular trend, and which has also struck our conversation a few times on this particular podcast. As far as the whole line between ghostwriting and writing collaboration, you know what I'm saying? And before I let you
Oh,
speak,
gotta
I
get my
give
nigga breathe.
I give my personal take on it.
I'm
You know, the whole situation with Drake and Meek. Now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My personal feeling is that when you get on a certain kind of scale, you feel me, I feel like the music becomes bigger than just what you think in your head. You know what I'm saying? If you're claiming to be the best rapper and in your verse, bar for bar, you're not writing, then no, you shouldn't be claiming yourself to be the best rapper. But as an artist, I feel like when you get to a certain stage, it takes the input of other people to really generate the best product. I feel like it's a team. It's a process. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm the man, you know what I'm saying, but Frank has the hook, what's gonna happen if Frank raps the hook? That's it. It's gonna be Frank rapping the hook. But if I'm the man and I rap the hook, it has potential to develop into something bigger. You feel me? And as long as he's accredited, you feel me, for it, I feel like it's legit. So I just kind of wanted to get your input on like where those lines meet or where they cross, and what you feel like is legitimate and what's not when it comes to writing versus ghostwriting versus collaborating.
I agree completely with what you said. There's many point of views about these kind of things. One of which I'm thinking, anybody that's on this earth came from two people. Anybody. So there you go. And that's first example. One person has already the biggest influence just because of their parents. And then another thing that I read more than on one occasion was that you are the most, you tend to be more similar to the persons that are closest to you in your life. Right. There you go. You must have 5, 6 friends, spouses, son, whatever in your life, then you tend to be like them. That's another influence. Now, if we're talking about music, that's even more of that. Right. Any musician, any artist, anybody that's in the music business has had a number of loves, whether if it's an artist or a band or groups, whatever. And in their own music, that comes to fruition because music comes from different places. So I believe in no such thing as one artist that just wakes up and that's him and everything that comes out of his pen or instrument comes from its own thing. Even like the big guys like Michelangelo and those, speaking of Ninja Turtles, by the way.
I see what you did there.
Even him, there's like drawings of other artists or technicians around his age that were working on similar things. So there's always inputs coming from different places. Right. Now, if I show up and say, hey, I designed this microphone, this shit is mine, but I had nothing to do with it, then of course, that's a different story. But also, I want to say that it's very, very rare. I would say it almost never happens that a creation out of one mind is mind-blowing. Like the car that I drove here today was made by a team of people. Right. Just like anything else. This microphone, somebody did that.
I never thought about it like that. You know what I mean? Hallelujah, holla back.
Oh, man, let's get it.
It's always a team. And especially music is a teamwork. It's the team sports. That's what I'm going to say. So, there's a lot, like even just like my approach on a record. Now I'm not trying to say that I make or break a song, but I can definitely make it better. So am I part of the creative process? Yeah, in my small way, yes I am. In the case of Mick Mill, Drake, that thing, I felt it was a little silly overall. The thing that made me sad the most really was an Instagram post that I've been seeing on, during that time. And that was Drake on stage with t-shirts saying "Free McMill" from like a couple months before the beef started.
Got you.
And
that's how quick stuff
flips
and turns. And I was like, that's kind of sad.
I think it's
jamming over
0 to 100 real quick. That's what I think.
What's your favorite genre of music outside of hip hop?
Alternative music. I like stuff where there's a band, but there's no electric guitars.
You like acoustic shit?
So yeah, like Vampire Weekend, that kind of creative.
Yes.
What's your favorite juice?
My favorite juice?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you about that.
All right.
Orange juice is initially my favorite juice, but I've developed as getting an older man.
No, yeah.
Acid, you feel me?
Reflux.
It's become very ill for me, so I can't consume orange juice in large number.
Okay.
So at this point, apple juice is probably my favorite.
I think you're misunderstanding me. When I say what's your favorite juice, I need like the manufacturer, what type it is.
Oh, shit.
Like is it Turkey Hill pink lemonade? Is it Minute Maid cran apple? Is it like
Turkey Hill fruit punch is the shit.
Really? Because I've never had it. I've had everything but that.
Blaze.
You know what Turkey Hill is jamming? The black one. You know what I'm talking about with the Aki berry and shit?
I seen that.
Yeah, that shit is bomb. Get up on it. You know my
Any
favorite
dollar
juice is?
iced tea from Arizona. Is the
Schweppes.
best one.
Pound that shit. You know my favorite juice? Ocean Spray, cran cherry.
Cranberry.
It's delicious. Put it on rocks. Yeah.
Nobody's gonna talk about Snapple.
Which one?
Peach, of course.
Nice. Peach tea.
I
Yeah.
always wanted
Okay.
to
That's
die
yeah,
with
that's
that
what I meant.
snap.
And
the
you
tea.
always get a fun fact underneath the cap.
That's the cherry on
You
top.
can't beat that shit.
Nah, yeah. I tweeted so many of those. Because it's perfect
Dropping
for a
knowledge
tweet.
on them.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You just never know who's watching, you know what I'm saying?
What about orange Kool-Aid? Y'all fans of orange Kool-Aid?
No. I
What?
like
That's the best kind.
No, it's
That's the
red
best kind.
or nothing.
Kool-Aid, I
The
mean,
blue is popular.
orange Kool-Aid is good. I'm with you on that. I'm not saying
Really?
it's better than red. But I'm saying that orange Kool-Aid is pretty fucking
Alright,
good.
it's like this. How I feel about orange Kool-Aid is how I feel about orange cough syrup. Remember when you was young and Dimetap had the colors and the flavors? It was the grape, the red, the orange, whatever. That orange shit wasn't good. It was
any
either
other good?
the purple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to your purple shirt.
LHDY. Get you one.
Get you one.
Orange juice.
Only on video though.
Orange juice, fresh squeezed orange juice, and orange juice you buy at the store are two completely different
Hell
things.
yeah. Do you like
They're
pulp
not even
or no pulp?
Ugh.
pulp. No.
Oh,
No pulp?
Pulp.
Really?
No
Pulp?
Yeah.
Count that shit again?
oh, pass the
Pulp?
pan.
Oh my man. I ain't know you was down.
But
Pulp.
it needs to be the fresh squeeze.
Disgusting.
Like I want to see the person
But
do
with
it
no
for me.
pulp though. How is that possible?
I mean, there is a little bit of it, of course, but it's not like chunks of
Yeah.
that.
So,
that, you know what I mean?
let me ask you this: in moving to America, what was one thing that you were looking forward to, or you had an idea of in your head that just wasn't what you thought it was going to be?
the
snap.
bitches.
I gotta think about that one, man. I don't know.
Pizza?
No, I like it.
You like American pizza?
Again, two different things, just like the orange juice. Just two different things.
Gotcha.
Similar, but not the same.
Gotcha.
What was completely unexpected? I don't know.
The bitches. I'm telling you.
You can go back to that.
It's the bitches.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You know what? One thing that I would have not ever expected was that I was going to feel homesick
Mm.
by being here. I would miss my family. That I would have never thought. But it's not about America though. It's about
Or just
back
being
there.
distance,
I don't know.
You're married, right?
Your wife
Yeah.
is black,
Yeah,
right?
I
Yeah.
can't.
See,
I
that's
can't ask you
amazing.
what I really want.
That's amazing.
It's,
People wouldn't expect that.
Yeah.
What? That he
His
has
wife
a
is
black
black.
wife?
That's
I
amazing.
would.
I knew that years ago.
Have you
but,
seen his jacket? Has black wife written all over it.
I need one of those.
Yeah.
Nice watch, by the way, bro.
Appreciate it.
I fuck with it.
That's professional stuff.
Wait till I get the Rugrats.
That's how I ran across this while I looked for the Rugrat joint.
Really?
Yep.
What
Oh,
you
they
get it
got the
offline?
watches back here.
My
eBay.
man.
$250 for 3 of them. Huh?
But
No.
they ain't had a Rugrats.
No shipping. Nah, can't find that. Can't find the Rugrats.
Anyway?
Not online thus far,
Okay.
but the search will continue.
Definitely. I need that Chucky.
So, have you ever been in a position?
You know, you got this
Hey.
fantasy in your head about getting out of the life and setting the corporate world on its ear. The fuck you gonna do except hustle, hustle.
I hear you, yo.
Besides pimping.
Hey, I know that record.
That's when you did?
Yeah.
Nice.
Arguably the best record of the CD.
My
That
man.
that
Don't
album-
be modest. Don't be modest at all.
No, not because I was involved in it. It's just that record, that album, the entire album is not exactly
Yeah,
the
people don't like
best,
that.
work that he's put out according to me. But
How you feel about the future of music?
the future of music, I don't know, man. It's hard
The
to
future of
say.
music or the future of hip hop music? Like,
It's hard
you
to
gotta
say, man.
specify,
I just try to be up to date with everything so that I know what's happening.
Who's the most recent person, new person that you heard, Swag, that
That really sparked the interest.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the record.
The guy, Save That Money guy. We gonna save that money. I mean, Fetty Wap is doing that record, the hook, but you know,
you talking Lil Dicky?
it's Lil Dicky's record.
Oh, really? Oh, Insider. Insider.
No,
Yeah.
not really.
Take that.
Man, I need to get with this little Dicky guy, huh?
I don't know who that is.
That's
Yo, I just
I'm
watched a
so
video.
far
He did a-
removed,
He
bro.
did a video
Me
with
too.
Snoop Dogg. It was
Yes.
really tight. It was a
Yeah.
cartoon.
Lil
Yeah.
Dick, where you from?
He's from
I don't
somewhere
know.
up north, but he lives in LA though.
I've found
Minnesota.
out that when you're like trying to break, when you're at the point where you're trying to break, like you got a little buzz and you got your fan base of
Mhm.
however many hundred thousands of people,
That's the zoomer.
you moved to California.
I did. No,
No, I'm
what you
just
saying?
saying
I was
in
like, in
general.
general, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's definitely the capital of entertainment.
He reminds me of
Whether-
like Asher Roth, but
Yeah.
better.
It's
Yeah.
a white guy.
Yeah,
But
Lil
he's
Dicky is white?
He's
Jewish.
Is he better than
What the
Slim
fuck is
Jesus?
going on right
he's
now?
way better than Slim
I
Jesus.
He's
was
good.
joking.
I'm telling you, he's good. I am not really into the that kind of stuff,
Mhm.
but I mean, I gotta give props when it's due.
Spark,
you know, like,
spark something.
yeah,
in
no,
you.
it's,
Alright, I
it's
can
really
dig it.
interesting.
I can dig it.
But there's something else that we need to talk about.
Mm.
We must talk about it tonight. And that is next week is a very important week. Anybody aware why that is?
October, the third weekend. You ain't Jewish, are you?
Nah.
No, okay. It's not. Yom.
Please enlighten us.
Next week is a week where the happenings that were staged in this week have been talked about in this millennia, in last before this, and the decade before this, and the decade before that. So starting around 80, in the mid-80s, that's when we started talking about Back to the Future. All movies, well, first and the second movie,
Okay.
the whole thing started when, you know, they went to the future, and that was October 21st, 2015.
You're killing it.
Which
You're
is
killing
Wednesday.
it right now, bro.
Wednesday,
You're
guys.
killing it.
Wednesday, social media will be splatter will.
Just straight back to the future shit. You're killing it right now.
Absolutely,
yo.
absolutely.
I never even put that together.
Yes, man. Marty McFly went to the future, and the whole, you know, basically the first two movies.
That's
evolved-
why we got them fucking shits now.
What?
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, them.
The 2-foot hoverboard. I seen a nigga on York Road
Yeah.
for no reason though, cause I seen him. I see him every day. He's a walker.
Oh, now he's
Now he's not.
Now he got the joint
Nice
though.
glider.
Like really? All right, whatever.
Yeah,
yo.
yeah, yeah.
You're no Buff. Or, what was his name? Biff.
Yeah.
Biff. Yeah.
So Wednesday, that's when the DeLorean is flying and all
crazy.
that shit. Yeah,
Do you-
that whole weekend
I fuck
basically.
with those movies.
Me
you
too.
fuck with them movies?
First two. Way
What's your
better.
favorite? What's your favorite Back to the Future?
The second one, the one
Second
where
one,
he
yeah.
goes to the future better. But I like the first one as well.
How do you feel about the third one?
Yeah, a little less. Still like it,
Yeah, I
but
ain't really
not
like
like.
it.
You know.
Shit was kind of weird.
But yeah, Back to the Future, guys. Back to the Future. Wednesday, I'm gonna totally blast the whole series.
I need to
I'll
watch
be
that.
able to look out because it
Yeah.
pops up on my
Marty
feed
McFly?
sometimes.
You just want to see a whole bunch of Michael J. Fox,
All that.
Yeah.
DeLoreans everywhere.
yeah.
The-
all that shit, and they probably gonna drop them shoes again.
See, look, I have a little video, a little remix video.
Bonkers, huh? That's the